Right, as I mentioned earlier, of course, we shall be training our focus on studying abroad. What does it really take? What do you really need to know in terms of accommodation, tuition, and of course, the various campuses and universities that we do have abroad. UNICEF is well known now in East Africa, almost a household name for connecting quality students to well-ranked universities around the world. UNICEF assists applicants with each process in their quest to enroll at the university of its choice. They take on the worry and hassle of meeting the various application deadlines and giving students timely information on application processes for their courses, finding and booking suitable accommodation, and giving information on new developments in visa processes. The January and February intake for many universities around the world is a very busy time, and students who did not manage to get an offer for the main September intake the previous year get a second chance to enroll without having to wait another year. For some universities like those in the UK, postgraduate and foundation programs begin in January. UNICEF can offer more than 100 UK universities to choose from and works with hundreds of other universities which take in a good number of students in the first few months of the year. Of course, in the market today, we are looking at learning abroad. What does it take? And allow me to introduce to you this morning Liz Kavithe. She is from UNICEF. She'll tell us more about her role in UNICEF and what it does take for you also to enroll for a university abroad. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Yes.
Of course, we're training our focus on learning abroad. You have been on this particular segment for quite a while as well. So why now and why UNICEF?
Basically, we're here because we're having this big event that is coming up this Friday and Saturday, and we really wanted to let the people know that they have the opportunity, if not just to come to our office, to meet these universities hand in hand. And basically, this is why UNICEF, we had to be here and to inform them that all these services that you just read for them, they're actually free of charge.
They're free of charge?
Yes.
All right, so as I mentioned there earlier, this year, January, February is your busiest month. Why is it the busiest?
It's because this is the major intake for most institutions that we work with, basically in the US, Canada, and Australia. And that's why we're bringing those universities here actually for the Jan and Feb intake at the LICO Regency tomorrow and Saturday.
So from your earlier experiences all over the world, and looking at Kenya as well, where is a flash of interest? Is it in, when it comes to countries, is it US, Australia, or Canada? France? Would you just tell us where are people actually training their focus?
I'll say the highest focus will be in Canada right now.
Canada.
Most students are loving Canada compared to other countries in the past, but in the way past, I would say UK was a famous destination for most Kenyans.
UK.
But right now, we have a huge ton of Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Liz, there is a problem right now, especially, of course, with security matters at students. We've seen what is happening in the US, and the gun control debate is on. 17 students die. Of course, that is in high school. But of course, we don't also exclude universities as well. So a terrorist is a terrorist, or, you know, somebody who has gone bashi-bazook, so to speak, can actually go and rain terror in any university or a school for that matter. In light of that, how do you enroll parents and give them confidence that we are not releasing our children, our students, to go to these universities and their security is guaranteed?
We normally give them that because the universities that we basically work with, first of all, they're safest place to live in. They have a lot of international students that are always put up in the hub of safety. So we always assure our parents that where you're sending your kid, it's a safe place. We've been there ourselves. We've visited the schools. We've seen how the students are living there. And also, the nature that is around there is a safe institution. And we've never, since we started sending students, we've never had any case of security.
You normally also organize fairs, right? And this is where you get to interact with the parents and also to assure them, also their confidence about, you know, the stay of your students abroad, their fare, their accommodation. Would you mind telling us how these particular fairs you've organized have been also exceedingly beneficial in trying to boost the confidence of the parents?
That's a good question. Because first things first, I think we encourage the parents to come to these fairs because they get hands-on information with the delegate from that institution. As much as they still get more information from UNICEF, they get to hear hand in hand that this is where your kid is coming from, this is the course they'll be doing, this is how famous the course is, these are the job prospects for this student while they're here, this is what they'll be studying, this is the environment compared to accommodation, this is on campus. We'll tell you about the advantages of being on campus accommodation and outside. So they get you get the feel that you're actually in that school, because they also come with alumni. So we normally have like alumni students who are from Kenya, which we normally bring them in the exhibition to speak about their experience.
And we know the cost of accommodation can be prohibitively high.
Yeah.
We're wondering, in that case, what would be your advice? Do they go and be in campus, having the accommodation in campus, or without campus, which also, either way, still is highly expensive?
Yeah, we normally encourage them to be on campus because they're shared standards. So where you could have the standard room and share with another international students or a local in that country, so the cost becomes reduced. So we encourage them to have more share rooms than private rooms.
Pre-departure and, of course, post-arrival services, what does that entail?
Basically is informing the students what to expect the moment you land out of JKIA, what you need to carry, the documents you need to carry, the pickup point, because there are students who will come pick you at the airport, get you familiarization with what you require. You need to know about the documents to carry. So basically carry your original documents, that is your birth certificate, your original passport, and your school documents. Get to know also about the change of weather. So we need to tell you, if you left Kenya being a bit warm, where you're landing, for example, if it's in Canada, you need to carry warm clothes and not your local clothes.
All right. Also, will you educate me on, of course, the entrance exams and coaching services that you do offer also as UNICEF?
Yes. We normally have trainings for English exam, the Pearsons, and for the master's students. You might want to do a master's for a GMAT maybe, for students who want to do an MBA. So we normally have those coaching classes. We train you about the questions to expect, how to answer the questions, the timing limit. So it depends with the student's ability, like how long do you want to take the training before you take the exam. So we have those at the office.
And with the advent of digital technology and all that disruption, why do I need to go abroad? Why can't I have an online, course and, of course, get a degree just online? Why should I come to UNICEF and all these services are available online as well?
True that, but at UNICEF, it's the same thing with when you want to buy a car. I'll give you an example. So if you want to buy a Ferrari, you won't just go in and the first Ferrari that you see is what you buy. You will have to test the Ferrari, see other options that you're being given. It's the same thing with education. So we encourage you to come to UNICEF so that we can actually tailor-make something that is for you. Online, you'll open, you'll see so many universities, so many courses, so many fees-wise, and at the end of it all, you get juggled up because you're not really sure what you want to do. But UNICEF, we have qualified counselors that have been doing this for a while, and they're vast with information. So you come here, we give you the whole step from the counseling step. These are the courses you need to do. These are the courses that are well marketed in the country you want to do. This is the country that we think it's more affordable to your parents. Then let's go ahead and make that admission. We make the admissions for you, you get an offer, we help you with our visas, and then we move on to the pre-departure.
All right, let's talk about collaboration with other institutions as well, the collaboration services that you do have with other institutions. You can actually highlight for us most of these collaborations. What are they?
Collaboration with the universities that we work with?
Yeah, you can tell me.
Yeah, for example, we have like an agreement with universities from US, Canada, Australia. For example, University of Alberta, which is a uni that if you make the application by yourself online, it takes a while. And it's a juggled up kind of application because it has a process. But if you come through UNICEF, they've kind of made it a bit easier for us to help the student in making the application, because those are top-ranked Ivy League unis like in Canada. And they'll actually be here tomorrow and Saturday.
All right. What about the services of our consular, departments that we have in various countries? Embassies as well. Would you mind telling us, in light of our students having predicament, is sick, maybe the need to get a special treatment, how does the embassy abroad help, and how does UNICEF really come in as well to try and make that connection between, yes, the students that you've facilitated to be enrolled in these universities and the services that are being offered from the consulars?
With the consulars, there's no direct admission with us because they work more with the international office in each school.
Okay.
Each university has an international office. So when the student is having any problems, health-wise, money-wise, or at times homesick, so we encourage them to go through the international office. And if maybe they want to speak with someone back home, the international office like always gives me a call. Like for example, Liz, we have Bernard who wants to really speak to the mom. He feels like the food here is not so well. So would you please be of kind to help us? So they don't really, international office will work more with the consular than consular directly to us because they kind of have the same immigration status when they're there.
All right, last year you did have a fair showcasing Turkey and Cyprus universities. Do you have fairs this year, and what sort of universities? From which countries are you showcasing as well?
Yes, so we're having a fair tomorrow and Saturday, open to the public. So we're having universities from the US, Canada, Australia, and India in the house. The fair will be at Laika Regency Hotel from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and the entry is free. So once again, we're here to tell the people, come meet these universities that UNICEF tells you about.
All right, one more time. What time will that be? Yes, you've mentioned the hotel. That is Laika Regency.
Yeah, that'll be Laika Regency from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, of course, I'll be remiss if I don't ask you the very big question that everyone wants to know. In light of scholarships, what is really up for grabs, and what plans do you have up your collective sleeves as well?
That's a really good question. For scholarships, honestly, they are merit-based scholarship and a sports scholarship. So when they come tomorrow to the fair, tomorrow and Saturday, come with your grades. Like the Form 4 leavers, come with your grades. This is what you got. You got an A, and this is the course you want to do. So basically, the schools will give you a scholarship based on your merit. So there are so many merit scholarships, they are out there, but there's no guarantee of a full scholarship, unless you sell yourself out. That's why as UNICEF, we help push for the match scholarship. Like for example, if a school is giving 5,000 and maybe you had a B+ and a really strong B+ and your parents really wanted to go to this school. So as UNICEF, we'll talk more to the school and tell them, like, you know, for example, just give the student like 10,000 more out of what they have.
All right, so I can see there's some exclusion on the scholarship from some other subjects as well. When you're looking at the faculty of medicine, I don't know, engineering, computer sciences, it seems we know this top-heavy sort of faculties you're not giving, all the universities are not giving scholarships. Why?
Not really all the universities, because they're actually...
most of the universities,
yeah,
isn't
most
it?
of it, yeah, I
Yes.
would say that. But it's the same thing back home. You wouldn't get an institution back here that would give you a full scholarship for medicine. I think they tend to say the cost is expensive, so...
It's not really the full scholarship, but even they have, you know, scholarship that you're talking about also is not, it has been excluded.
But it's partial for Turkey and Cyprus. It's partial for medicine. Yeah, so it depends on the country that you want to go do your medicine degree in.
Okay, so how do I make the grade for this particular partial scholarships?
Like I said, it's merit-based. So if you've done your KCC and you have an A and you want to do medicine, come in. Then we give you the option that you can get.
All right. So because now most of us, we normally score A's right now, and we come for this particular fair, and most of us are, we have the grade, you made the cut. What else would they be looking for? Because it will seem all of you are really qualified to get this scholarship. So is it automatic that if maybe there's a slot for 10 and we have 20 who are qualified, then the other 10 will not really get will not make the grade?
Of course, like you said earlier, there's a criteria of getting that scholarship. Yes, it's merit, and then the other documents that ask you.
That is what I want you to tell us. What is the criteria that they're actually looking for?
Yeah.
Like, besides just having an A, what are the other, you know, sort of permutations they'll be running through? Okay.
So they'll want an all-rounded student, so extracurricular, prefect in school, and then you want to write an essay. Why do you want to do this medicine? Why do you want us to give you this scholarship? So you speak for yourself through an essay, which is about 4,000 words, which is about like 1 page. So basically your merit, your certificates of maybe St. John, prefect, and the essay.
So basically, as we're winding up also, just run me through the day. I come in 10 o'clock, after 6 p.m. we have exhibitions around. Then if I'm done, what else? Are we going through the same exercise? You're telling us that we'll have a sort of an interview, right? Orally, written interviews, you know, testing your IQ as well. What really goes on in the fair?
Okay, so this is what happens. For example, you come in, there's registration, and then you write your course of interest. And maybe you have multiple countries that you've always thought of studying for. So there'll be a UNICEF staff to take you through all these delegates. So they'll take you through, maybe you love, for example, you love to go to University of Alberta. So you get to sit there, talk to her, she tells you, fine, I can see you have the grades to apply. So what happens is a UNICEF staff takes you, and you have a separate desk where you can make your application. So for example, if you didn't come with all your documents, then they'll be given a contact where you can come to the office in Westlands and continue with the application. So you just don't walk around and then leave. No, there'll be someone with you step by step until you've come up with a
And of course,
conclusion.
you've been following the scholarships and, you know, some of the fee structure in the UK. That is being, you know, tweaked a bit, you know, it's being reconfigured, going on the upward. Why should we be going there? And we can actually have our universities here. Why should we be going and to abroad? And they're quite expensive right now, as I mentioned. We know also people are struggling in the UK to pay the fees.
Yeah. I always tell students there's a triple E that you'll always get: experience, exposure, and a new environment that is not back home.
All right, thank you very much, Liz, and we're looking forward to making sure that, yes, some of the students who made the grades and they want to really experience the 3 E's, you call them? Yeah, experience, exposure, and what?
A new environment.
And a new environment. Of course, we'll have a handy opportunity of doing that once they come for this particular fair that will be tomorrow. Once again, reminders at LICO, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes.
And of course, you can get all the gritty details about studying abroad, courtesy of UNICEF. And we want to thank